everyone, welcome back to Tilly Floss Art. Today I'm doing a new series called Drawing Myself As, a series where I turn myself into different cartoon and art styles. In today's episode, I'm drawing myself as a Roblox avatar. I thought Roblox would be a really fun place to start this series because the style is so simple, bold and instantly recognisable. Roblox characters are usually quite chunky and simplified with really clean shapes and minimal facial features, and I really like how approachable and cute that makes them. Even though the style looks simple, every small choice really matters. Things like the eyes, the hair and the accessories all have a big impact on how the character feels. So for this drawing, I wanted to keep that simplicity but still make sure it actually felt like me. I started out by roughly sketching in pencil the basic head and body shape. At this stage, I'm not worrying about the details at all. I'm just focusing on proportions and keeping the shapes nice and clean. Because Roblox characters are quite blocky, I tried not to overcomplicate the body and kept everything fairly solid and balanced. Once I was happy with the basic shapes, I started adding the details. I usually like to begin with the clothes because they help define the character straight away. I added my paintbrush accessory early on because that felt like an important detail for me to include, and it helped anchor the pose that I'm in. After that, I worked on the hair, then I added the cat and finally the face. I deliberately kept the facial features quite simple so that the drawing stayed true to the Roblox style rather than drifting into something more detailed or realistic. Once the sketch was finished, I neatened up everything off camera. This part can be a bit fiddly and not always that interesting to watch, but it does really help make the final piece feel cleaner and more polished. For the outlines, I used a black brush pen for the main lines and then two finer fineliners for the smaller details. I really enjoy mixing different line weights because it helps certain areas stand out while still keeping that soft cartoony feel. After that, I moved straight on to colouring using my trusty Ohuhu alcohol markers. Partway through the colouring process though, I decided to add a rainbow swirl in the background. I lightly sketched it in pencil first to plan the flow off camera, then went over it with a very thin fineliner because I wanted the background to be visible but not overpower the character. At this point, everything was honestly going extremely well. I chose soft pastel shades for the background, pink, orange, yellow, green, blue and purple, and I really loved how they were working together. They felt bright and cheerful but still gentle and cosy. Then I came to do the blue and I noticed I'd messed up. This is one of the moments where you either panic or just accept that you're going to have to try and make it work. So I did a bit of a botch it job to blend it back in, and I softened it as much as I could. Even though it wasn't part of the original plan, I think it still works quite nicely, and it's a good reminder that not every drawing needs to be perfect to be enjoyable. After that, I carried on colouring the hair, the bag and the cat, keeping everything soft and cohesive. Once the main colouring was done, I went back in with my Prismacolor pencils to add some extra depth to the background and a few final touches to the character. To finish everything off, I added some sparkles to the background using a white Posca pen, and then I signed my name in the corner like I usually do. Overall, I'm actually really happy with how this one turned out. Even with the little mistakes along the way, I think the Roblox style works really nicely for this series, and it felt like a fun, relaxed way to kick things off. I want to thank you so much for watching. Let me know what you think of this Roblox version of me, and please tell me what style you'd like to see next. If you enjoyed the video, please like, subscribe to Silly Floss Art, and I'll see you in the next one.